Okay, guys, I see many of you have joined, so we can start. Again, good morning to all. Right, we have started Azure network segment. Yesterday, we covered basics of Azure or basics of networking, not even Azure, basics of networking. Anyone has any questions on that? Any doubts? Did you guys go through and watch the recording? I'm still waiting for the confirmation on the message which I have shared. I hope all of you have watched those YouTube recording apart from what I have been covering. It will hardly take an hour. Right, so please go ahead and watch those recording. You'll get a fair understanding of networking. What is networking? Right. Yesterday we covered basic topics, basics of networking, IP addresses, class of IP addresses, can uh, private IP communicate with public IP, all these things, right? Any doubts, any questions in that? Yes, any doubts, guys? Any doubts, any questions, even if it is minute, basic doubts, anything that you did not understand, anything you want me to repeat? Because before I start Azure network, I want you to understand the basics of networking very thoroughly and clearly, not in depth. No one is going to ask you that class A starts from which number and ends at which number. No one is going to ask you that. So don't worry, don't spend your time in that. Don't spend your energy there. You don't have to remember anything. You just should be able to understand. You should be able to uh, you should be able to get the concept. Sometimes if you get a ticket, or maybe first, our first priority it's to clear the interview, right? Getting the ticket is the next thing. Once you secure a job, I'm sure you guys will figure out something or will help. That's the secondary thing. uh, in the interview also, if someone is asking, right, for example, your interviewer is asking that I have a machine, for example this machine, and I am unable to take remote to this machine. I am unable to take RDP to this machine. What are the troubleshooting steps will you do? And this is one of the common questions you get, that I'm unable to connect to machine. What are the troubleshooting steps will do? Right? He has given the IP. So looking at the IP itself, you should understand that this is a private IP. So what all things should come to your mind? That what questions you should be asking to your interviewer? Okay, you're trying to take RDP to this machine. Very first thing, you can take any approach. First thing, is the machine on the portal? If it is off, no matter public IP, private IP, whatever IP, DNS name, you're not able to take RDP. So is the machine up and running? He says, yes, it is up and running. My client, my colleague is able to, he's working from home or he's working from some other department, some other company, some other branch, but he's able to take work on this machine, and you also went ahead and check it. So there's a confirmation that, okay, machine is up and running, there's no problem. Then you come to the networking side. As far as you are sure that machine is up and running, then you come to the networking side. You're trying to take remote to this IP address, right? Now, which is this IP address? Is it private or public, guys?
Private.
Which class?
Private.
A.
Class A.
A.
Right.
Class A.
Though the classes won't matter. Why? Do we use class? What kind of IPs do we use in Azure?
Public.
No. Is this a
Classless.
public IP? Why would you say
No,
public?
no, this
Yes, classless.
Classless.
Yes, classless IPs we use in Azure.
classless.
Still, I will keep you asking. I'll keep you asking this question. Just to check your understanding. Though it doesn't matter in Azure because we are using classless IPs. Right? So it doesn't matter it's class 1, class A, class B, class C. Everyone will be able to communicate with every IP as far as they are in same VNet or these things we are going to see. Okay. So this is a private IP. Now you can ask the client that from where are you trying to take RDP to this machine? Is it from your home laptop? Is it from your office laptop? Right? The moment he says home laptop, right? What kind of IP will he have? Let's say I'm the client and I'm saying I'm trying to take RDP to this machine and it is not working. And I say that this is my laptop. I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi, and this is my IP. What kind of IP it is? Is it private or public?
Public.
It's public.
Is it a public IP, guys? 190 to 168? Go back and check the range.
It's private IP class
Uh,
C.
class C IP address.
Yes. Why is the confusion? I have already shared the image. Please go through that and check. See, the moment you fail here in understanding the public and private IP, all the troubleshooting steps which you're going to do next, they are incorrect. They're completely incorrect. The moment you get this thing wrong. This is a class C IP, right? It's a private IP. Otherwise, class C starts with, refer to the image, guys, which I have sent. Class C that starts with, it starts with 192, 192 0.0.0.0. From this to class C I'm talking about. 223.255.255.255. This is the whole range of class C. But what did we learn yesterday? That out of these range, some IPs have been given for private utilization, right? So in class C, private starts with 192. Say till the time this is here one or any number from one to any number, it is still a public IP, right? Unless it comes to 192, 168. This becomes private IP. The moment it moves to 169, it's again a public IP. But if this is the range 190 to 168, right, then it's a private IP.
Okay.
To 192, 168, 255, 255. So it will be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 से लेके 255, then ये 1 हो जाएगा 1 1.1 1.2 1.3 1.4, then 1.2 to 255, then 2.1 2.3. So till the time this becomes 255.255, this is the whole range, and this is class C private. So 192, 168, 56. What is it? Is it a private IP or public IP?
Private.
Yes. Right. Why? It is because it is between these two numbers. Look at this. 192, 168 आ गया जैसे ही. So I'm sure it's a private IP. ये देख के मुझको इतना ही काफी है. इसके आगे ये जो दो नंबर है, it is between 0.0 से लेके 255.255. It will never cross 255. So the moment it becomes 255 here, ये next वाला नंबर बदल जाता है. Right? So it is 56.1. So it is a private IP. So what am I saying then? Again, going back to this, I'm trying to RDP to a private IP 10.0.0.4 from my private IP, and we are using classless, so it doesn't matter class A, class B कहाँ से आ रहा है, it doesn't matter at all. All can communicate with each other. Otherwise, in previous term in on-prem, we had an issue with classes also. Class A, uh, you cannot communicate with class A from class B, but that's gone. Leave it, forget it. Okay, so I'm trying to RDP to this, which is a private network, from my private IP, this one. Now, what did we learn? Can a private IP communicate with private IP? Can a private IP communicate with private IP, guys?
Within the same network, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it has to be in the same network. So though these are two private IPs, but they are not in the same network. Hence, this person is not able to take RDP to this server. You should be able to question this, you should be able to probe this, and you should be able to answer this. And that you will understand only once you go through the IPs, Only once you go through the details, only once you practice, then only you will understand it, guys. Right? I have been repeating, network, it's very essential. It is very important topic. Do not take it for granted. Do not take it lightly. You will realize later, out of 10 questions, three were on network, and just because you did not read, you missed it, and then you missed your interview. Right? So please be focused on this, and ask if you have any questions, guys. This is very basic here. If I'm getting silence, if I'm getting no, if I'm not getting any answers, then I can easily figure it out. You will not be able to speak in your interview. I have been saying this in from day one, that speak here, then only you'll be able to. If you are able to answer here, then only you can answer in your interview. If you can't answer here, you will not be able to answer in your interview. Right? Fine. So this is the reason we discussed private IP, public IP, that you should be able to clear your interview at least at the first place. When you go and you start working, तब बहुत help मिल जाएगी. That's okay. Right? And this is the reason we try to understand public IP, private IP. Otherwise, there is no intention. You don't have to remember them. ये सब कुछ नहीं करना, आपको याद भी नहीं रखने की जरूरत है. Right? But you should at least have fair idea. इंटरव्यू में तो आप गूगल नहीं कर सकते हो ना. व्हेन यू आर एक्चुअली वर्किंग, मे बी यू हैव टाइम कि आप जाके गूगल ही कर लो यार इसका रेंज क्या है, और मे बी यूल कीप दैट इमेज ओपन इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, एंड यू विल नो कि ये भी एक प्राइवेट है, ये भी एक प्राइवेट आईपी है, बट बोथ ऑफ देम आर इन डिफरेंट नेटवर्क, हेंस दे आर नॉट एबल टू कम्युनिकेट. राइट? इट इज पॉसिबल, बट इंटरव्यू में नहीं, आपके पास ऑप्शन नहीं होगा. सो एटलीस्ट रिमेंबर फ्यू थिंग्स, बेसिक थिंग्स. नाउ दिस इज पब्लिक आईपी. Now I'm saying ठीक है, चलो प्राइवेट नहीं चल रहा है ना यार, I will use public IP and I'm trying to connect RDP to this one from my private IP, and I'm saying I have internet. I checked, Google is working. Should it work or should it not work? Because the fundamentals which we have read, a private IP cannot communicate with public IP. So will this work or will this not work?
It will work.
And how will it
Yes.
work?
It should work.
I mean, you have the internet, right? That's why that
So
NAT concept is using.
yes, NAT. That is the word I was looking. In your interview answer, you should use this word. Fine, this is okay. Maybe user is giving its internal IP, but the moment user says that I have checked google.com or youtube.com, I have sufficient internet. The moment someone says internet, it is implied that they have a network or any network device. Sorry, router. They have a router or any network device for that matter, which will work as a network. Not necessarily it will have a router like you have in your house or I have, और मे बी सिस्को का राउटर जो 2-3 लाख का आता है, नॉट नेसेसरी कि वही होगा. मे बी दे हैव अ सॉफ्टवेयर नेट राउटर, right? Whatever it is, but they have a device, something which is doing natting for them, network address translation जो कर रहा है. Because if Google is working, which means natting हो रहा है, and if natting is working, then yes, that person will be able to take RDP to this machine. Right? But to understand that or to answer that, you should be able to know, you should be able to use these words. You should be able to use natting. You'll have to explain that. उसका full form बताना होगा. Then only your interviewer will get some confidence कि हाँ इसको networking के concepts पता है. Okay. Having said that, let's go ahead and start Azure networking. Unless you guys have any doubts, any questions here, please do ask. Yes, Tushar, do you want to ask something?
हाँ सो ये जीआई चेंज हुआ है क्या? क्योंकि साइडर में हम लोग पहले आईपी का रेंज देके मैन्युअली नंबर ऑफ आईपी एड्रेस देते थे ना.
Sorry, क्या चेंज हुआ है?
मैंने ये साइडर ब्लॉक में हम लोग पहले
हाँ
जो आईपी रहते थे वो आईपी का रेंज देके स्लैश नंबर ऑफ आईपी एड्रेसेस देते थे ना, राइट?
हाँ, वही होगा अभी भी.
नहीं लेकिन अभी हम लोग डायरेक्टली वो मीन्स ऑप्शन आता है ना वो इसका.
सही. यहाँ पे आप आईपी का रेंज देते हो. आई होप यू कैन सी माई स्क्रीन, राइट?
हाँ
और यहाँ पर साइडर सेलेक्ट कर रहे हो. इंस्टेड ऑफ यू टाइपिंग
ओके।
यहाँ पर इन्होंने बस आपको ये दे दिए, प्री डिफाइंड दे दिए, बट यू कैन
हाँ तो
स्टिल सेलेक्ट इट।
हाँ तो ये अपडेटेड है मीन्स ये नया, क्योंकि अर्लियर वीडियोस में मैंने देखा है कि वो मीन्स हम लोग मैन्युअली आईपी एड्रेस मेंशन करते थे ना, तो अभी ये।
हाँ, दैट्स टू ओल्ड। आई मीन आई थिंक 4-5 साल से भी ज्यादा ये यूआई है।
ओके
व्हाट यू
ओके।
टॉकिंग अबाउट, इट वाज इन Azure Classic, which we are not even using anymore, और वो मिलेगा भी नहीं अभी आपको, सो
ओके।
डोंट वरी, यू विल गेट ओनली दिस। ओके, फाइन। So guys, let's start Azure Virtual Network. If you come here, if you want to create a virtual network, you search for virtual networks from here or from services, or here you simply type Azure Virtual Networks or you type VNet. These are the methods where you can get virtual networks. Click on that. You will see your existing virtual networks, right? If you want to do something with that, you can click on it. Maybe you want to delete it, or maybe you want to assign tags. If you want to delete it, click on that, you'll get a delete option, everything. If you want to create a new one, click here and you will create a new virtual network. By the way, all of you have created virtual network till now. Just that you didn't know about it. When you were creating a new virtual machine, without a virtual network, it is impossible to create a virtual machine. So if you select any test VM, anything, you click next, you click next. See here, if you do not have any existing virtual network, it will create a new for you. It is creating a new. My machine name is test, so it is taking that VNet name also, test VNet. But if you already have some existing one, look at here. By the way, how many virtual network did you see when I was searching for them? How many VNets do I have here? Let me open it.
So multiple based on the multiple
No, no.
resource
How many
group.
do I have here in my subscription? Let the page come. I'll search.
Oh,
I'm trying to show you something. I'll ask you a question based on that. How many virtual networks do I have in my subscription?
Two.
Two, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and create a new machine. While creating a new machine, it is suggesting me I can either create a new virtual network, a third one, or connect to an existing one. So if I click on drop down, I can see my existing virtual network. Can you see? This is my virtual network's name. BigFix main server VNet. BigFix main server VNet. My question here is, if I have two here, one is UT-Kloud -India -VNet and BigFix, these two, why am I seeing only one virtual network here? Why can't I see this one? ये क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है मुझको? Yes, guys. Any guesses? I mean, you won't even have to guess. I have covered it many times. But
Because of location.
Yeah, location is
Location.
different.
yes, perfect. Let's use name region, right? So it's written location here, but Azure focuses on region, so we'll call it region. Because this one, UT-Kloud -VNet, this virtual network is in central India, and the machine which I'm creating, it is in East US. And there is only one VNet in East US. Hence, it is suggesting me only one VNet. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes.
So now if you get a request that please build a virtual machine in central India, let's say if I give you a build sheet, please build a machine, Ubuntu machine, this image, etc., etc. It should be in central India, and do not create a new virtual network. Use this virtual network. Will you be able to create it? You have to use BigFix main server VNet and create a machine for me in central India.
So that is not
No,
feasible.
Got it? So not necessary that every request which you get it's perfect and it's correct and that there cannot be any scope of improvement, and just because it is coming from architect team or client that nothing can be done, right? So it may happen, you may get a request जहां पर client ने ऐसे ऐसे बोला है और ये देख रहा है, and then you realize कि यार ये VNet अलग region में है, machine अलग region में है. So if you're smart enough, maybe on that call itself, you'll read the request and you'll inform the client immediately, right? In an interview, if they are asking the same question, at least in subscription, sorry, at least in your certification questions, you definitely get this. I'm not sure how many of you have applied for any Microsoft certification. These are the patterns of your questions कि वो screenshot देते हैं ऐसे 4 VNet का, and then they will tell you that create a virtual machine using VNet number 1, और VNet 1 पे ये VNet दिया होगा और virtual machine के लिए location देंगे something else which is not similar to your VNet. मे बी वहां पर देंगे जर्मनी, यहाँ पर वीनेट देंगे आपको इंडिया, यूएस, यूरोप, यूएई, ऐसे कुछ. एंड दे विल आस्क यू दैट विच वीनेट कैन यू यूज टू क्रिएट दिस मशीन, ए, बी, सी और नन ऑफ द अबव. तो ये जो है आपके माइंड में फिट हो जाना चाहिए दैट वीनेट हैज टू बी इन द सेम नेटवर्क, सेम रीजन जहां पर मशीन है, और जहां पर और योर मशीन शुड बी इन द सेम रीजन जहां पर वीनेट है, वाइस एंड वर्सा, कैसे भी. ठीक है, बट ऐसा तो होगा नहीं कि वीनेट वर्चुअल मशीन पहले बनेगा बाद में वीनेट बना रहे हो. सो द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट वुड बी योर मशीन शुड बी इन द सेम रीजन वेयर योर वीनेट इज. एंड इफ यू क्रिएटिंग ए न्यू वीनेट तब तो कोई क्वेश्चन ही नहीं, तब अपने आप उसी रीजन में बन जाता है. गॉट इट गाइस? इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Though we are not creating a VNet as of now, we have to still uh, read some theory part. But remember this thing, it is very region specific. If my VNet is in East US, my machine has to be in East US. I can't have my region in different zone, different region. I mean, I can't have my VNet in different region and machine in different region. Not possible. One quick question. Now guys have been practicing. Not sure how much you have focused. If my resource group is in East US and I want to create a machine here with new VNet in Central India, is it possible?
Yes, it is possible.
Yes, it is. Resource group has nothing to do with your region. It is just a logical group. I may have an example. Let's say this machine of mine, it is in Central India. The resource group is UT-Kloud India. Let me see what is the region. Okay, region is also Central India. Fine, but it is possible. You guys can check. All of you, whenever, whoever has subscription now, right? You can see wherever your the resource group is in whichever region, you leave that region and try to create a machine in different region, you will be able to do it. In fact, we have done it. All of your resource groups were in East US and most of you have created machines in East US too, right? So where your resource group is residing, it doesn't matter. Is this clear,
Okay.
guys?
Yes. One confusion. So, a resource group can be anywhere, but VNet should be in the
VNet
same location
and
where
machine
you
should be in the same
should
region,
be in
yes.
same region.
As of now,
So,
let's
so
stick to VNet and machine. In
okay.
upcoming sessions, we are going to see many resources which will have dependency on your VNet, and they have to be in
Okay.
the same region.
Same
Sorry,
region.
Vishnu, you're
Okay.
saying something.
No, no. So only same thing means because multiple things are there. We have disk and other things. So if we are creating any machine in any region, so VNet should be part of that region only, and disk and other resources should be part of same region, or it can be differ.
You tell me. We have done the detail and thorough part on disk. We checked. I had given you a task also to attach an existing disk. Were you able to see the disk which was in different region?
No, we did it, but I'm a bit confused.
So let's take this as a homework, right? Create a machine here First thing, create a disk. Go ahead and create a disk like this. Create a new disk. I mean, I can just answer it in a simple word, but if you practice it, you'll get it. You will never forget
Sure.
it. So just go ahead, create one. And it's not only for Vishnu, sir. All of you can do it. So at least, or if someone can answer this, let me see if others remember. I have my machine in East US, and I'm asking you to attach a disk which is in Central US. I want you to attach this disk as a data disk to one of the machines which you are creating in East US. Can you do that?
No, it is not possible.
Simple, Vishnu sir. No, it's not possible. We have seen that,
Okay.
right? We created a
Okay. Okay.
machine and I created a disk for everyone. There were so many disks and I asked you to attach that. And the only condition is that your machine should be same. Machine should be in the
Right.
same region where your disks are. I mean, you will never face this problem because disk mostly they get created when your machine is being created. You will never create a disk
Right.
separately. And even if you do, you go here, right? You go to settings and you click on disk and you add a disk, create a disk. So here it doesn't even give you an option to create it in some other region.
In
The
different
question
region.
which you are
Okay.
asking, it can only arise when you want to attach an existing disk. User says that, okay, attach an existing disk, and you're saying, fine, give me the disk name, but I can't even find that disk here. So the reason could be
Right.
that your machine is in different region and the disk is in different region.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And there are
Clear, sir. Clear.
multiple resources we are going to see now. Load balancers, uh, application gateway, front end. Few of them are regional. Most of them are regional. Few of them will be global. I will let you know. Uh, Default rule is everything is regional.
Sure. Sure.
VNet, disk, it has to be in same region. Backup has to be in same region. There are some exception where we can use global or different region. So I'll be telling you that exceptions and you will understand that. उसके अलावा by default maximum चीजों में same region ही होता है. Okay. So let's talk about the VNet, guys. Let's start creating a VNet again. So we are not creating it on the portal now. So if I go here, I'll say any name, anything, it's fine. Come to the IP address, and this is how I can select the CIDR. This information you are going to get in your build sheet, right? Now the concept which we have to learn today, it's your subnet. What is a VNet and what is a subnet? So let's say that I have a company, I'm planning a company or maybe a department, and in that department also I'm going to have some uh, sub departments, right? So what have I done? With a thorough study, I figured out that I'm going to need 5,000 servers, right? So 5,000 servers, what will be the CIDR? 19. We did it yesterday also, right? Yeah. 19 should be the CIDR for 5,000 usable IPs. Why 19? Why can't I take 20? Look at this. There's nothing in between 4,096 address and 8,192. And we can't get uh, tailored made or customized number. So we'll always have to go to the next available number, which is closest to my requirement. My requirement is 5,000. There is no 6,000. There is no 5,500. It is either 4,996 or 8,000. So I'm going ahead with this one, right? So my IP range will be, or my CIDR block will be, I'm saying fine. Let's go ahead and select this one, 10.0.0.0/19. This is the IP address I'm going to use now. Okay, let me create it. Fine. And it doesn't take much time. will get created easily. Now you have your virtual network ready. How many IPs am I getting here? Somewhere around 8,000, right? 8,192. I think this was the number. By the way, how many usable IPs do I get here? Can I use all of them?
No.
So what are
Excluding
the
5.
yes? So usable IP formula, it's simple. The total IPs minus 5. Can you name why am I blocking 5 IPs? Can you explain? Or why Azure is blocking 5 IPs? Can someone tell me?
They are reserved for networking, broadcast,
All 5?
and no,
Which one
not
is
all
reserved
5,
for
just
what?
one for broadcast.
Which one is for broadcast?
Uh, 0,
That's okay. You
1.
don't have to answer it right now. But see, these are the questions you may get in your interview. That why am I not able to use? Why do you think 5 IPs are reserved? Right? Why can't I use them? So you should at least know thoroughly कि ठीक है जीरो नेटवर्क के लिए होता है 255. By the way, that is very common across the network industry. Zero will be for network address. Zero is known as network address. We don't use zero. And 255 it's known for your broadcasting. So these two it's okay. ये याद नहीं भी रखते हो आप तो भी चल जाता है. Fine. But ये दोनों याद रहना चाहिए. 0 and 255. Clear till here, guys? Now let's go ahead and check. This is my virtual network I have created. Now tell me one thing. If I start preparing machines or resources or anything, right? My first IP address will be, what will be the first IP address, by the way?
10004.
.4, yes. This will be my first IP. 5, right? Then 6, then 7, then 8, 9, 10. ऐसे कहाँ तक जाएगा ये number? Last number will be, what will be the last number, guys?
254.
254, yes. Now we'll start using actual numbers, right? It cannot go till 255. So the last number will be 254, right? Now, next one, if I want to create, what do you think? Do I have to do anything in this VNet extra, or will I be able to create the next machine also immediately without doing anything? Can I use the whole network at once, or do I have to do something to use my whole range of the network? That we are going to learn. Answer is no. I'm not expecting an answer from you. We haven't covered that topic yet. Answer is no, I can't use it. At a stretch, I can use only how many IPs? 256.
56.
Why? Because I've taken the cider block here also under subnet also, right? So you cannot create anything under a VNet directly. There has to be one more layer which is called subnet. You can either have one, I can have one subnet, and I'm utilizing the whole range of IP here. Complete range of the IP. 8,192 IPs I'm using here, right? Then this time the last IP will be 10.0 dot from 10.0.0.4 to 10.0.31.255. This is 8,192. If I use the CIDR block here, this is called subnetting. I'm going to explain it in detail in next session. We have only 2 minutes, so I'm just showing you the overview. Don't worry. Right now, why do we have subnetting? Right? Now I have created a VNet. This is my, let's say, a branch. Maybe I am talking about a Pune branch. For Pune branch, I need these many IP addresses. Fine. But in Pune branch also, I do not have all 8,192 PCs, machines or printers that they require same level of access. That is not my requirement. My requirement is maybe few of them will require Google access, few of them will require YouTube access, few of them will require no internet at all. I can do that at this level also. यहाँ पर भी किया जा सकता है उसको completely block. But is it my requirement? No. Right? That is not my requirement. My requirement is कि किसी डिपार्टमेंट को कुछ एक्सेस होना चाहिए, किसी डिपार्टमेंट को कुछ एक्सेस नहीं होना चाहिए. Right? So I want to divide that into departments. This is my branch, and I want to divide that into departments. So we are going to learn that now, how the subnetting works and how do we divide the same range of the IP. When I say subnetting, we are not going to get more IPs than this. Virtual network, it's a bigger umbrella. Under virtual networks, you have subnets, subnetworks of that virtual network. Okay, let's see that in next video or in next session. We have only 30 seconds left. Let me stop the video and we'll join without any break and we'll start subnetting.